Hi guys, hectic week on the market. My brain is absolutely fried. Today I'm going to go through a couple of trades that I took this week. One was for a third day surge, type of setup for variation of it, and also a sympathy play. So I'm going to break down the charts and why I took those trades. Let's go. Okay, so one of the trades I took was INLF, which was the third day surge kind of setup. So daily chart over here, had a reverse split in July. Pumped the price here, 22nd of July. It's moved on, high volume, 50 million volume, gone from the 220s up to heights of 480s. And then it's kind of just held this area, and then it's had another big move and it's broken out past its day one high to new highs of 820s. So I'm kind of classing this as its new day one, just because it's made new highs and it's held them. But technically this is the day one here. So I'm looking to play this for a third day surge on this day, and can see we've done 33 mil in volume on this day, and I'd normally like that volume to be a lot higher on a third day surge setup. But what we do have is a nice drop off in volume on day two, where it's gone down to 734,000, so it's got potential for a squeeze. So the reason why I had extra conviction to take this trade was because of STKH, and can see also a recent reverse split, and that's had its day one here, nice pullback and consolidation, and then this massive squeeze on day three. So if we go to its intraday chart, this is its day one, pullback, and then after hours on its day two it starts to surge, and then it continues into pre-market on its day three, which is the day I'm looking to trade INLF. So I can already see before I've taken INLF that this one has just surged on its day three, and more key than that is that the volume on this day one here is 33 million, so it's exactly the same volume as INLF's new day one. So the fact that this has just had a third day surge off 33 mil volume, and it's setting up, INLF is setting up in a similar way on 33 mil volume on the same day, says to me that yeah, this has got potential to do the same thing now. So if we just go onto the intraday chart for INLF, so this was its day one move, held levels, and then had that breakout here for the new highs. So I'm also of course looking at the chart and key levels and things like that. So this is its kind of new day one, and then a nice pullback, and then can see this clear base forming here, a really nice base. It's touching it once, twice, three, four, nice hold after hours, nice hold pre-market. It's just set up really nicely, so definitely want to get in on this ticker. We're going to go on to the 1 minute chart. I was trying to get in pre-market, risking off the $4 area, which is that base that we have, and also whole dollar mark. Couldn't get in, just wasn't enough liquidity, so I had to wait until market open and play the red green area, and kind of wanted to size in on this one, but off this level. And when market opened, the volume wasn't really coming in, which I do know that volume can come in at any point. So it's not like, oh, the volume hasn't come in, this isn't going to work, but it just made me hesitate a little bit. So I took smaller size and got in at 433. And then, yeah, it did the move that I thought it was going to do. And my best sell was 532, I think, something like that. Didn't hold out for my final PTs, unfortunately, and took a 23% gain. Yeah, quite happy with that trade. And then the next ticker that I traded was VIVS for a sympathy trade. So before we look at that one, we need to look at why I was looking for a sympathy play. So we had massive move on the market, CYCU. Daily chart gone from around the 26 cent up to highs of 183. huge move on the market. You also had moving in sympathy, even though it actually started before CYCU, GCTK. And you can see that came from exactly the same price range, 28 cents. So it's no coincidence that this is having a massive move on the market on the same day that CYCU is. So they're moving together. So when this happens, when you've got big moves on the market, and you can see that the price range is key, my eyes are shifting to what's the next ticker that's going to do this, because there likely will be one or two. So I found VIVS, came up on my scanner because it had moved more than 5% in 5 minutes. You can see the price range that it's come from was 34 cents. So I'm basically scanning for any stocks under 50 cents. And this fits the perfect price range. And I'm looking at it because it's starting to get this, I think I saw it around here. You can see the activity start to become a bit more unusual. Volume starts to come in. You can see the volume down here. And it's just having this nice grind up. So I took an entry somewhere, can't remember exactly, maybe 39, something like that, thinking that this is going to push into after hours. And I actually ended up cutting it because I think I'd set a tight risk on this, and it broke my risk. And also after hours is just not my strong point, so I kind of wanted just to see how it's set up after hours. So you can see here it's not cracked or anything like that, and it's not spiked, so I'm just watching it. And when you see these enough times, you start to realise when the price action is more unusual to how it normally is. So if you look at sort of previous days, there's nothing really going on. And then suddenly you've got this price action here, and then like some movement after hours. So that tells me this has the potential to spike in sympathy to CYCU and GCTK. So I took an entry at, I think they're 0.38, 20, something like that. Can't remember exactly. And yeah, it just had the move upwards to 50 cents, so $0.50 mark. And I messed up my sales really, because I'm just not used to trading after hours, and I know that they can be volatile, they can spike, they can crack. So you really need to put your sell orders in rather than trying to sell in the moment, because you'll just miss your chance, which I did. So I ended up taking a 15%, which should have been like a 30% gain, which is fine. And then it came back down, but you don't know if this is going to run further as well. So that was that trade. The next morning, I still like the activity pre-market. It's got more activity than usual. It's still holding this level, this little base action that it formed after hours. And I thought this could actually maybe just be like a little bit of a heartbeat, and it's going to go on to a proper move, like an even bigger move. So I took re-entry around the 38s again, and you can see it started to move, and I'm thinking this is exactly what I want to see. And then ended up cutting for a small loss, market open, which is fine. Didn't do what I thought it was going to do, but I do like the thesis behind that, and I'm happy to take that trade. I felt it was worth the risk on that. So yeah, really hectic week on the market. So much going on. You've got big movers, sympathy plays, after hours trading. It's like, I went to bed so late on this day. I was absolutely knackered. Don't like trading after hours. Yeah, feeling pretty burnt out. But yeah, two nice trades there, VIVS and INLF. So just when I thought I'm in a nice space, I've kind of built 5 or so setups that I'm comfortable with, put in place nice rules for each one, and just hoping to trade those particular setups if and when they're in play, and knowing which setup to deploy at which time. Having said that, there's a brand new NASDAQ regulation that's come in this week, I think. Well, it's fairly new anyway. And that's kind of thrown a spanner in the works because it's a pretty massive change. And if you don't know what it is, just Google the new MVLS NASDAQ compliance requirement. And so my whole weekend has basically been looking into that, tracking, seeing how I can track that data, studying it, and yeah, just feeling really overwhelmed. I didn't want to have to look at another new thing, but unfortunately, I think it is pretty key information that I do need to have eyes on. So yeah, that's where my focus is at the moment. Not sleeping well, seeing charts when I go to bed in my brain, and yeah, just feeling a little bit under stress at the moment, but hopefully it'll all be worth it. So yeah, cheers for watching and catch you next Sunday.